Version 9.4 of D2L has added a number of features to the calendar tool. Some are adding content, so we can associate content with our calendar, allowing for multiple calendars and customizing them with colors. They've added an agenda view, a faster way to create events. They've added a search option, a subscription option, and a tasking tool. So we're going to talk about some of these new options. The first one is adding content. So in the new version of D2L, you can associate or bring content in from your class to the calendar. So to do that, we would click on Add Content. And when we do that, we're going to see a list of all the modules in our course. So for example, I can choose this module here, Module 4. And perhaps the first thing we're going to be talking about the 12th week is interstellar medium. I can go ahead and choose that module and click Add. You can also choose a topic. If you have a lot of topics, that could be a lot of additional work for you. So I'm going to choose a module. That way it'll be a little bit more flexible too, as far as time is concerned. But I'm going to go ahead and choose the date. So perhaps we're going to start talking about interstellar medium November 7th. And I'm going to go ahead and put my class time in here. So our class meets at 3 p.m. until 4 p.m. So this is the title. We can rename it if we'd like. We can add a description. We can choose who it's going to be seen by. Everyone in the course offering is default, whether it's an all-day event, or we can choose the time. I'm going to choose the time so when students see it in their calendar, it won't appear across an entire day. And I'll show you a student view in just a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create here. And D2L will place that event on November 7th. So if I navigate to November 7th, here I can see it. Now there's already an event on that day, on that time, so it's a little squeezed. But the new version of the calendar tool, we can just click right on the event and it'll pop up a little window that gives us more information. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to a student view quickly so we can see what a student would see. So now the student could go to that day. I'm going to switch to my day view, and they can navigate to November 7th, and they can see the topic that you've just added or the event that you just added, which is a link to a content module. If they go ahead and click on it, they can click on More, and then they'll be brought into a summary of that module, and they'll have links to any of the topics as well. So the first topic under that module is History and Knowledge of Interstellar Medium. They can click on that, and they'll be brought right to that content. So the student no longer has to navigate the structure of the content. They can just view your course and what's going on in the course from the calendar. So I'm going to go ahead and back off one bit here. So that was a single day time event. You may also choose to, at a higher level, span a bunch of modules and topics over multiple days. That way you wouldn't have to be creating so many events for your class, and again, it would allow for some flexibility in scheduling. I did that here in this course at the beginning of the semester. I think it's this week right here. I'm going to go ahead and switch to my week view for the student. And I can see starting Tuesday we start talking about the module title is Astronomy in the Era of Copernicus. So here a student could click and click More and be brought into a larger module that has links to multiple topics. So perhaps you're not sure when exactly you're going to talk about topic A or topic B. You can just create an event that spans the width of multiple days and do it this way as well. You can also see in my calendar I created an event for every one of the class meetings as well. So this way the students will see that in their calendar. The new calendar makes creating reoccurring events even easier, so it doesn't take but a minute to create all of your classes, all of the meetings. So that is adding content. The next option that D2L has added is allowing for multiple calendars. and then customizing them as well. So right now my current calendar is this particular course. If I want, I can switch to an additional calendar or a different calendar, which is this course here. And I can change the color if I'd like. So when my current calendar is this particular course, when I create events, I'll be adding events to that course calendar, and those students in that course will see those events. I'll go ahead and switch back to my Astronomy 101 calendar. And again, this is customizable by color, so you can change the color of the calendar. The next option that D2L added is a view. It's called the Agenda view. And this is really nice for students. I'm going to go ahead and switch to my student view. And a student can click on the Agenda button. And D2L is going to show them what they have going on today and tomorrow. So today is Wednesday. We can see as the student that there's a class meeting. That in that class meeting we're going to be talking about HR diagrams. And then they can see what they have going on tomorrow. The topics that are going to be discussed. Again, there's a class meeting. And they also see a link to an assignment. So they know that that assignment's on the horizon. They're going to have to submit it soon. So here is a link, and they could jump right to that assignment and submit it. The agenda has 3 different views, today and tomorrow. If I click on the right arrow, I can see what I have going on in the next 7 days. And one more time, I can see what's going on in the next 14 days. So that is the agenda view. The new calendar tool gives you a faster way to create events. So now rather than clicking on create an event and using a calendar widget to choose the date and time, you can just find the date and time in your calendar and click on a cell. So here is my event that I'm creating, and perhaps it will be a midterm review. Go ahead and click create, and it's there. So very easy to create. I can click on it and edit it if I'd like. Perhaps I want it to be an hour long, so I can make that change. And I'm good to go. So that's quick create. D2L also added a search option right up here. So if you want to search for a topic, for example, I want to search for any topics or modules that may have been added to my calendar or event that has the word star in it. So I can search for star, and I can see that here's a module, and when it's in the calendar, October 31st, the birth, structure, and evolution of stars, I can click on it to get a link to the topics in that module. Another option added to the calendar tool is the subscribe button. If you click on subscribe, D2L will give you a URL, a subscription URL, that you can use in another calendaring tool. So you can build your course calendar in D2L and then import that into iCal, for example, so you don't have to do everything twice. And I've already done that. I'm going to go ahead and close this and switch over to iCal. And here is my calendar tool, and here are my regular meetings. And then right down here are the course-specific events that have been imported. So much easier to keep a calendar in sync. The last option that D2L has added is a tasking tool. So this is a very simple tool, but could be very helpful in keeping track of what you need to do. Just simple tasking tool. So for example, I want to add a task just to remind myself to, let's see, grade assignment number 6. And just hit enter. So here, every time I go into my calendar now, I see a reminder to grade assignment number 6. And you can add as many tasks as you'd like. As you complete the tasks, you can just place a check mark next to the task, and it's going to disappear off the screen. You can always click on View Completed to view your completed tasks. So those are some of the new options that D2L has added to the calendar tool in version 9.4.